told you I knew what I was doing.
Actually did look like you knew what you were doing for the first time I saw you doing the stuff confidently.
Yeah, you pushed the buttons with confidence on that one.
Usually it's like,
Like you knew.
Well, that's because you might notice I don't have a drink today. I'm just tired. If I drink, the last half of the show will be.
I mean, come on, you can't say no to that. It's good. Yeah, cheers.
I mean,
Cheers.
I want what he's having.
Woo!
I want a little mini
It's Friday.
Toki-gasm.
You can't say that on TV.
What, gasm?
We're on TV. Get it?
Oh,
TVs.
TV.
And we're
T-gasm.
that's a TV, and we're on it.
I just got it.
Sorry for that joke, guys. That was terrible. Welcome to the RTFM show. You know,
The dad jokes are always strong with you.
Yeah.
17 weeks later, I would hope that people would know by now that RTFM stands for Read the Freaking Manual.
When you thought about the button, but you didn't forgot which one it was.
No, I don't
We
have,
don't have one.
GoXLR has the
Yeah.
sensor
Oh,
beep,
right,
but I could just reprogram one as a beep, but I didn't. So, no, it stands for Read the Freaking Manual. And anyone who's ever worked in IT knows what RTFM, PEP, CAC, and ID10T errors are. So, with that said, guys, welcome to our Friday show. Big announcement. We do have some new products we're going to be launching this month, actually. One of them is actually going to be on hold, though, for a while because it just entered manufacturing state. I won't tell you what it is, but I will say it rhymes with schmaming schmat.
I was expecting schmaut, but then
No, because it's not just a schmausch.
I thought
It's a whole schmaming area.
I forgot it also fits your schmee word.
We also have new stuff coming out that rhymes with schminkware.
Shrinkware?
Shrinkware.
Shrinkware.
The Size Matters shirts are gone, like we said in yesterday's video. We had about 90 left yesterday. That video went live where I was like, hey, last call. They are gone. We do have a few hoodies left, size small, size 3X, which is interesting. Normally the big sizes go first, but we did adjust our proportions. Not size proportions, but like order proportions.
To adjust my proportions the past 2 months. It's hard.
The order proportions. So we had some the bigger sizes longer, but there's a few of those left, and when they're gone, they're gone. But we do have our summer line, which is funny because we're like 2 weeks from the official end of summer.
I know.
No, remember our spring stuff got delayed because of manufacturing changes. But
we had kind of a bad ping, so sorry about that. Our ping was 3 months on the summer stuff.
no, our normal printer like decided to up and move facilities.
Oh yeah.
mid-print.
That happened right after.
We submitted the
Size
order, and
Matters,
then
right?
they took the order, and then they were like, "Okay, we're gonna be closed for like 6 weeks because we're moving facilities."
Yeah, wasn't that around Size Matters? Like when we.
That was the launch
right
of
when we
Size Matters.
Yeah.
So Size Matters was delayed because of that.
Well, if they're in California, the good thing is
They're not in California, but
No. Like the customers, like our viewers, they can still have their summer end at least until November.
yeah, they got till October,
Yeah,
November
yeah,
for sure.
It doesn't get cold till.
Our shirts are California legal though.
Oh, that's good.
They are California legal thread count.
Unlike some Alienware SKUs.
And they are energy efficient shirts too. No, literally, they're lightweight, so they breathe and you don't sweat as bad.
But like honestly, it's like when
I am wearing one, right? Yes.
Yes.
when you see somebody.
You
that's
guys
like,
aren't.
Yeah, I'm not. Because we wore it last week.
No, we sold you guys the shirts because we wanted to make sure everybody had enough. So we took them off them.
I checked my closet, my shirt's gone. Like, no, wait, why?
And we didn't wash them first.
Yeah, gross. Well, maybe there's like, what's our female viewership percentage?
Like 2%.
Okay, so 2% of that 2% is.
Yeah, that's like 60.
Yeah.
That's like 60,000 female viewers. That's a lot.
Cheers to that 2%.
Do you think I could sell a shirt after the gym without washing it? No, nobody should ever buy that. That's terrible. No. Just drink.
Rule 34.
I don't know what Rule 34 is, but I'm sure it
If you
applies.
can think about
Anyway,
it, it probably
high
exists.
2%. High 2%.
Oh yeah, we went right out of the 1% into the 2%. 2% milk. No,
It's
bad.
rare
I'm
that
gonna drink again.
It's rare that you like double your female viewership, but I guess it's a little easier when the viewership was already only 1%, right?
It was always like 1.8.
Yeah.
It's just when it officially hits
yeah.
2, you're like, whoa.
We did it.
Dang, there's 2 whole girls watching now. Yay!
And one of them is my wife,
Oh yeah,
which is like half my viewer audience right there. So, or half my female audience, I should say. All right, we burned up the 5 minutes like we said we were going to do on the script there. So with all that out of the way.
Script? Oh, no kidding.
Oh, wow, he did.
See, right there, 305. 305. Nick topic.
We just both look. We literally went like this, Jay. We were like, Nick topic.
All right. So, our latest endeavors have been I forgot how to say it again. Hold
You
on.
guys should see him try and do an ad.
Phasmophobia streaming.
Phantasmophobia.
Phantasmophobia.
Well, I don't think you
getting
should.
drunk.
I don't think you should say we because you guys have done it twice.
Yeah, I got out of it.
I'm like level 250
I did
already.
it 3 times because one of them was in VR.
You don't have to rub it in. Dude.
No, my point is I've no life done there
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah, you did.
I might even play tonight.
You probably are.
I enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's like a puzzle game, but don't die in the process.
Okay, the times that we have played together though,
Which is fun because we don't care about the objectives.
and we get drunk.
That's the point.
How do you guys get? Well, I don't even know if it's not fair for you because you could like sober up instantly.
I
But,
have life hacks.
Yeah. How? What's your approach to dealing with the imminent hangover? Now that we are older.
Can I just preface that with I did get so drunk once that I still woke up drunk even after surgery.
Oh wow! I was gonna say that's.
Yeah, that's what I said.
can
I
do
woke up and
that.
I was like, oh, wow. I was like, there's a cue in the digestion process.
Jeez, that's talent.
Yeah, how did you back up your direct injection system? Basically,
Well, apparently, I
was
put.
the alcohol still in your esophagus, and it was like
Apparently.
still just kind of slowly filtering? Jay's just a Brita filter for alcohol.
Well, I don't get hangovers. That's why I can't really participate too much in this particular topic.
Yeah, and I always, if I drink enough to get a hangover, I'll always get it that same night I'm drinking, like towards the end of it. So my approach is just get blackout drunk before I get to the hangover part, and then I won't remember how annoying it was.
Oh, so you just full send.
Yeah, and then the next morning it's just a bunch of electrolytes and water, and then
Gotcha.
maybe.
Well,
like
I mean, if you preload electrolytes and stuff too,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
can
yeah,
help
that helps
prevent it.
too.
In fact, if you did that, you might not get that feeling.
yeah,
while
that's why Fatorades are awesome because it's just Gatorade and vodka, and then you're getting your electrolytes and your alcohol, so it's like double purpose.
I usually do like 2 water bottles before I go to sleep,
I don't think enough of that.
and then I
do
wake
that.
up with a Pedialyte.
But I will tell you, because I direct inject the alcohol, the morning after drunk farts and that first poop, is raunchy.
Jeez.
Like you ever fogged a mirror?
Oh my god.
with brown fog or what? Jesus.
Bad.
That's gross.
There's been times I'm like, whoa, I drank
that's
too
actually
much last
gross.
night.
Like that heavy mountain fog that just rolls in.
It's just on the ground.
Oh my
It's only a
God.
foot high. It's heavy fog.
Yeah, then you trip and fall into it, and then that's all you can breathe.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting.
Wow.
This is terrible.
How to make all the women viewers leave. We just did it.
I bet you there's some of them that drink that hard.
So
too.
I've been like the Phasmo streams to me. It's fun to be like, okay, if I die, 2 shots. If I get if I scream or get scared, Phasmo's not that scary, but every now and then, like, so
yeah, that'll also get you with a jump
I
scare
played
every once in a
Wednesday
while.
night and I live streamed it, and my audience was cracking up because I'm just really confident in the game. You've seen it. I run around, the hunts happen. I'm just kind of like whatever, hide, whatever. I know exactly when to come out, like what ghosts we're dealing with. I know all the mechanics.
Yeah.
But every now and then, I'll turn a corner into a room. And right when I turn into that corner is when it's like, blah, like coming at you like a ghost event.
Like
and
it's
I'm
coming
and I'm
out.
always like, blah. That counts as I have to take a shot. 3 times in a row on 3 different maps, it did that. In fact, one time we were playing with Renee.
That's funny.
And I'm in another room and I hear, it's in here. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I did a ghost event in there. And I turn the corner. I'm like, well, it's not in here now. And it's a blah. I'm like, oh, crap. It's just like perfectly timed.
That's funny.
So, but no, it's fun for me because the more that happens, the faster the game falls apart for me because, again, direct injection, right?
Yeah.
But no, my flavor, by the way, which you should try next time you're near the house or we're gaming here. The first time, obviously, I was doing Screwball, right, which is a peanut butter whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's upset. That was hers. I drank the whole bottle in a couple of gaming nights. But
Did she do the look? She's like,
I'm actually kind of sad because I wanted to try it.
no, we're gonna order more. But no, what I'm doing right now is
Should bring some here.
it's Knob Creek smoked maple. So imagine the upfront.
That's if you
Imagine
want
the
a
upfront
waffle.
smooth. It smells like breakfast, but imagine the upfront notes are of a Tennessee whiskey,
Yeah.
but then the smoothness of maple syrup, sugary feeling after.
Hmm.
So it completely mutes any sort of burn, even though it's not a rye. It mutes all the burn, and it finishes sweet.
Interesting.
That sounds like it needs a piece of candy bacon to go like on the edge of the glass. Just-
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like a garnish but with candy
No,
bacon.
it's like
Yeah, that'd
it's
be
like if
great.
breakfast were an alcohol. That's it.
Dude. Now I want brunch.
That's
I mean,
the best way to get alcohol
leave it to
for
the-
breakfast.
leave
I
it
want
to
to go
the-
like super basic B word and like let's get brunch and then get that like that.
Leave it to the
that freaking
folks
whiskey.
in Tennessee to be like, how can we make this Tennessee bourbon more Canadian? We'll put some maple syrup in it. That's what we'll do.
That's awesome.
And then we'll drink it at brunch.
Heck yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. No, it's pretty good. But
That sounds pretty good. I'm
Wait,
interested now.
somebody said screwball plus grape pucker equals PBJ shot.
no. See,
I
people
wanna
keep
try it.
my chat in my live stream mentioned a bunch like you should find a jelly or a raspberry type of drink to drink with it. And I'm like, I don't feel like I want to mix those two flavors.
What if you did with just straight up Jello or jelly, actual jam?
I don't know. Because remember,
kinda interesting.
That
although
sounds
it's
like-
very
You gotta experiment with that. That's a night of experimenting.
Because it's still primarily alcohol flavored, right?
to me, it sounds like if a guy was trying to get his girl to try whiskey and she hates whiskey, like the kind
Yeah.
she would need to have.
like the gateway, like the kind of
gateway whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed when I meet someone, then they're just like, oh yeah, I like whiskey too, and it's like, okay, cool. But then if you meet a female that's like a bourbon connoisseur, you're just kind of like, whoa, that's weird.
I mean, I don't know.
We live in California. We're used to like the Sex on the Beach and all the other like super
I think
fruity
I just
drinks.
I think maybe all my female friends are just way crazier drinkers than normal. They're also probably more Asian than like average as well because of my friend group.
Is there like a cultural thing there with the drink type?
Well, if you're Korean, then automatically you would drink anything. And
Okay,
and
soju's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I love soju.
No, I mean it was funny. There was one time, when I was filming one of the SEMA after parties, and then I was with this model friend of mine, and we're going to the bar, and I was like thinking like, should I get like a Red Bull vodka or something? And she's like, can I Maker's Mark neat? And I was like,
Wow.
I actually make that too. And in my head, I was like, ooh, that was close. I was like really
Maker's Mark for me, I have a few bottles of
But-
Maker's Mark. I have like maybe, I don't know, 15 different types
Yeah.
of bourbons in my bar right now. But it's like Maker's Mark to me is that, you know what? I don't really want to wait. I just kind of want it to hit me now.
Yeah, it's
know?
just like I like the taste
See,
of race.
whenever I
gas.
take a shot at Maker's Mark, it's like,
yeah. But I guess,
It's like instant for
I guess
me.
what I'm getting at is just like,
but it's hot.
Yeah,
Maker's
the
Mark's hot.
stereotype doesn't really hold up for my group of friends. I guess
No.
it's just like, yeah, all my chick friends always drink like crazy. Like my one friend that's super into Jameson is a chick. So.
See, my wife, bless her heart, every time we go to a nice steakhouse or something, I'm just like old fashioned. I'll just have an old fashioned.
that's
It's not
such a-
it's not
that's
hot.
such a
It's
good fallback
even if it's rye
cocktail,
based,
too.
it's sweet, it's citrusy, right? Brown sugar, it's good. But every time she asks the bartender, she's like, I don't know, I want something fruity, and it's like, I would love her to actually enjoy going down the rabbit hole
of the actual more liquor-y
yeah. But I get it though. I mean, I think she kind of wants the effects without the flavor.
Yeah.
Or without the hard flavor of like a bourbon or something.
I mean,
like that.
I think one of my favorite.
Unpopular opinion though, I'm gonna really piss off chat right now, especially if there's any bourbon drinkers out here or whiskey in general. Macallan 12 and 24, disgusting. I hate Macallan 12 and 24, and they're like the go-to.
Macallan?
Yeah, Macallan. Everyone's always
yeah.
like, oh, you should try Macallan 24 and Macallan 12. It's so good. I'm just like, that's disgusting. And they're like, get out.
Because it's a really
It's
pure,
trendy, first of all.
Well,
I don't
really-
like Scotch.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Exactly. That's why you don't like it because
Yeah.
it's really pure, kind of leaning towards that flavor profile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I think one of the most freeing things that I ever did with drinking is just drinking what I actually want to drink. Because it's like sometimes I want a White Claw, sometimes I want Live at 18. Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference.
Can we just go ahead and say that just like in any topic, there are too many opinions out there regarding what other people enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
look, I've been
if I
drinking.
want a margarita, I'll freaking drink a margarita.
It's actually
right?
been a while since I've had any of my whiskeys or bourbons on the rocks. I normally like it colder.
Yeah.
But then, of course, if it melts, it dilutes the taste. But it's been a while now since I've had one with ice.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I would be anywhere, like a bar or whatever, just random people are like, oh, you're drinking that with ice? Bleh. And it's like, well, you're not drinking it, so what's
Which
it
is
matter?
funny because the actual like whiskey and Scotch enthusiasts know that there are some.
Yeah, it aerates nicely with the cold and the.
Well, yeah,
and-
or sometimes like with Jameson, I actually like to add a little bit of water just because I don't really like. I feel like the flavor of Jameson is a little too.
I don't like
sharp.
Jameson too much.
Yeah, but it rounds
again,
it off.
again,
but it's like it's just another ingredient. That's like getting mad at somebody like, oh, you put salt in that food.
But I think-
You put
What
cheese
a
in my
B-word.
quesadilla.
Oh,
What's
don't
up
get people
with that?
started on their food
B
taste.
word.
But you know what though? I think I just know. I like German whiskeys.
It's vinegar.
Yeah.
It's vinegar P word.
What? It's vinegar.
I like German whiskeys, but I'm not a fan of anything Scotch, and that's why I don't really care for Jameson and stuff.
Yeah. And
Or
if you
as I
don't-
say
if you
Scotch,
don't-
I meant Scottish.
Jameson's kind of like my go-to, but ever since I got the Toki, that's my go-to. Like,
Scottish. I know I just made some people mad. I meant to say Irish. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you know the Irish Scotch.
No, it's like call anyone from from like New Zealand, Australian, and watch what
Yeah,
happens.
or vice
And vice
versa.
versa,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how you start gang wars.
A kangaroo battle.
Wait, so what's Irish that you don't like? Like Bailey's?
Jameson.
Well, Jameson's an Irish.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Besides Jameson,
I've tried a few different tiers of Jameson. I mean, Jameson's got some really like low end, cheap stuff.
That Johnny Walker is Irish, right?
No, that's a Scotch.
Yeah.
It's a
Scotch?
blended Scotch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
why-
like
that's why-
Scotch, so
that's why Johnny Walker Black Label, all the little labels.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker is a whole brand of blended Scotch, and so that's why their flavor profile is so like not muted, but like it's non-offensive. It's a very easy to drink Scotch because it's just all of them in one thing. You know what I mean? You kind of just blend them all, and then it works out.
Makes sense.
Kind of like a frappuccino of Scotch, basically.
Jay isn't drinking today. Yeah, I already said I'm tired, and if I because I'm direct injected alcohol injection, if I drink while I'm tired, I will just go to sleep. I'm tired, and I don't want to do that. But that's because I got up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym to work off the dad bod, but I'm still got a dad bod. Why didn't it happen instantly?
All that dad bod, and you
That's
still
funny.
can't stop the dad jokes.
I know. So what do you do to? What do you like? Do you get hangovers first of all? Period.
It depends. If I'm at home, I can. If I
Why? Because you just know you can sleep until like 11 the next day.
yeah. But if it's like I'm going out, then it's like I really have to start tapering down towards the end
I
of the
think
night.
the last hangover I had was like 2008.
Mine was like 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
So before the pandemic?
Yeah. Pre-pandemic.
That's funny.
Was it a soju belly night?
Yeah.
How did I
But
know that?
it was one when I came home like at 4 in the morning and had to leave to work at 7 in the morning.
Oh no.
See, that's bad example right there, mister. You know,
But I waited till I sobered up and then drove home to bust a mission instead of just going straight home.
Would you wait till
well,
4 a.m.?
thank you for that.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate that because that's like
Yeah.
an hour drive.
Yeah. It was a fast hour though.
I've had a few parties I don't remember going home.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all have.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't do it. Like, you're not supposed to do it.
don't
Well, I wasn't
condone-
driving.
Oh.
Don't condone it.
No, let
the
me
statute
clarify
of
that.
limitations
Let me
again?
clarify that. I know that made it sound like I drove myself to the party and went, how did I get home? Like, no. If we're going to a party that's going to be drinking, we already know Jay can't drive. And that was definitely before surgery. But
That's funny.
so do you have a like a guilty pleasure drink of like, oh man, if I went to a bar and ordered this, I would be so embarrassed?
Probably vodka cran, but that's pretty
That's not-
stereotypical.
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, not anymore. I think there was more of a stigma when I was younger. Like,
I got a lot of crap for like Adioses and Long Islands. But like those are
I
those
can't
aren't
drink
even
Long
the-
Islands anymore. I've had such a bad experience at Long Island. I told you, remember? I painted
Well,
the
that's
side of
why
my
I like
wife's
it, 'cause it has
Accord.
all the alcohol. It's just like, which alcohol would you want? Yes. And then the
Yeah.
bartender's just like grabbing literally every bottle. It's
Okay,
like,
so what happens when you're at a party with a group of friends and one of the girls in that group knows the bartender and goes, okay, no, I'll go get the drinks, and comes and you order, like, I'll just have a Long Island, and she brings back like a 5-person goblet just for you,
that's
and then you
dope.
have 2 of them.
jeez.
Yeah, and let's just say it was one of those like, you guys want to see how fast I can drink this?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So I have not had a Long Island iced tea since probably 2004
I can
because of
imagine.
that,
because of that night.
I can
That's like
imagine
me
you doing a
with-
fishbowl, like just wearing it and then drinking it down.
That's me with Jack Daniels for
Yeah,
sure. I
that's
had
kind of how it went twice. Because as soon as it was gone, she was like, "You need another one," and off to the bar she went.
Jeez. Oh no.
But that was also the day of really big J, and I could drink a lot, and,
Yeah.
and it would. I'd be drunk 2 days later, pretty much. so,
It delays that much.
so what's your guilty pleasure drink? Like you'd be embarrassed to tell anyone because there's not that many people watching right now.
It's not guilty pleasure. Well,
There's got to be a guilty pleasure one. Like I want to say mine, but I don't know if it'll demonetize me.
Wait, what? What
is
you
it?
Can, you can say letter dash word for words that are.
Yeah, going up to the bartender and be like, "Yeah, can I have a blowjob?"
Oh.
oh,
The first
We're
time
not
I ever,
shooting you
the
on
first
that.
time I ever had one, I was like, "This is amazing." That can be taken in so many ways, but I'm talking about the actual drink. So
I mean, it's kind of true in both. In
I didn't
whatever
know you're
scenario.
supposed to drink it though without your hands.
That's the whole
That's the
point.
whole
I wasn't gonna do that. I was at a bar, okay, and a bar where if
Did you just pick it up like a normal shot and then
yes,
shoot it?
and everyone was disappointed.
That's funny. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not about to bend over.
I mean, here,
Pick that thing up with my mouth.
I'll share in your sus sentences because like I can't do them because my mouth doesn't open wide enough to fit the shot glass in. Like I physically can't like.
You have a physical limitation.
Yeah, I can't do that shot like at all.
I want to say that's what she said so bad.
Okay, I tried it once by like using my teeth.
I don't even care if this gets demonetized
using my
anymore.
teeth to grab like the lip of the shot glass.
Oh, that's just gonna go all over your face. Yeah. Oh God. So then you
started like coughing because it was like all in my
but wait,
nose.
half of the drink of the blowjob is white.
Yeah.
It's whipped cream, right?
I know,
Well,
but it's on the bottom.
I spat instead of swallowed that drink, basically.
So you basically blowjobbed everybody near you.
No, I spat instead of swallowed.
So okay.
That's a preference.
We're not going to
thing.
make a dime on this stream, and that's okay.
Okay, cool. So does that mean we can cuss for the rest of this?
No, because we still have the equalizers.
Yeah. So now it's just a choice.
So many people are confused. Like, yes, there is a drink called a
there's drink
blowjob.
What's in it? It's like
chocolatey.
yeah.
It's like chocolatey and there's whipped cream.
It's like Bailey's
Yeah.
whipped cream.
Yeah,
and some
Bailey's
other
whipped cream and
stuff.
something else. I think vodka or something.
It's
right?
it's very and it's layered, right?
Yeah.
It's layered, but
But the whipped cream's on top because obviously the namesake, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it gets all over your face.
right. But that's why I said it's technically on the bottom because if the way you're supposed to drink it is you have it on the bar and you're supposed to bend over, pick it up in your mouth,
Technically, it's
and then
supposed
like
to be in the
you know,
lap.
bird
it's
eat
supposed
it.
to be in the lap of somebody else, and then
Yeah, that's going a little too far.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pick who somebody else is, but
Now look, back when you know the days I'm talking about, everyone didn't have a camera in their pocket. Okay,
yeah, it was a little easier to get away with that because you knew it wasn't going on. Like, no one was posting a 4K video to MySpace of you doing
No,
the shot.
this definitely
Like-
predates all
like,
that.
At best, it was like a 128 by 128 video.
Yeah, and nobody
And
should
it was-
order, or not order, but nobody should Google right now that drink because you will completely wreck your search
Yeah.
history.
Maybe try BJ.
Nope.
Shot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, how would you Google
can't.
that? Yeah.
You can't. There's no way.
That's,
Would a
that's
mojito
freaking
count as a
funny.
guilty pleasure?
No.
That's not.
When
that's not girly?
look, when I was in the Caribbean, I was drinking mojitos every hour.
I'm trying to think of like
Mojito, I even learned how to
mojitos.
make a mojito.
Yeah, I do it at home. Mojitos.
Maybe
I was all
Mai
like,
Tai?
I'm crushing the mint. Yeah, it was having fun.
Marks.
I don't know,
Margaritas
Mai-
are pretty good.
Mai
No.
Tai maybe is the probably. I
Pina
don't know.
coladas. Is that too
Gumdrop
girly?
or lemon drop?
Oh, so like party shots, basically.
Okay, actually no, I do now have a. It's a recent discovery, but yeah, it's basically any hard seltzer and or canned wine, like and or canned bubbly wine is like that's if you want to do a guilty pleasure thing right there, it's basically just grape juice that's alcoholic in a
Oh.
can. It's freaking
That doesn't
awesome.
sound terrible.
Girl
though.
Scout cookies, like the shot.
Oh, the shot,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I've had one in my lifetime, and another one that's pretty good is
But I mean,
birthday
I've
cake.
had multiple.
Have you
of
had the
those.
birthday cake?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
those are
tastes
good.
like cake batter and such.
But yeah, no, chat crucified me for the White Claw once, so I remember it. I was like, oh yeah, that I guess that's a guilty pleasure.
But
It's
White
just spicy
Claw,
water, like-
White Claw became a meme because of LaCroix.
Yeah, like White Claw, and Truly.
I mean, I'm
are
surprised they're
my
not ripping
guilty
you right now for
pleasures.
having a Corona. You can have any beer
can
you
have
want
any-
as
you can
long
have
as
any
it's a Corona.
that you want, as long as it's a Corona.
Better enjoy that one. That one's Vince's.
Wait, hold on. wait, hold on. All right, cool. Now I can.
Wait, I don't get it.
It's the shot.
What shot?
The Corona shot.
Bro.
Phil, do you have any kids that you do not know of? Because that was a very dad joke.
Do I have any kids?
Yeah, because that was a dad joke.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
Maybe.
My topic.
I like how one of the first things you were like, I hate it when you guys say my topic as the transition.
I know. Well, no, I wanted to be obvious to the audience that, hey, we're moving
We're
on.
changing.
Yeah.
This went
I
down
like
a
how
rabbit
it went
hole.
to guilty pleasures from Hangover, which is I guess works out.
No, so basically, is guilty
This
pleasure.
podcast is all about putting stuff in your body.
It's all about what are you putting in your body. I want to put it in your body.
Good stuff are we putting in our body?
All right, what foods are you like unwilling to try? I don't think there's anything.
There's a couple things I'd
Really? Because I've
Yeah.
seen you try so many like different types of ethnic foods.
I know.
Like,
it's-
would you eat one of them fried tarantula things that, like in India?
in India? I'd probably do a cricket. I don't think I'd do as
I've had
much.
crickets.
I don't
I've
think
eaten
I'd do
crickets.
as much as a tarantula.
No, but I can't remember what it's called. But I did watch a show once that was all about like weird delicacies.
Crazy eats or whatever.
No, it wasn't Crazy Eats. It was about like weird delicacies that like in ancient tribes and stuff that are still around
Oh,
in the
okay.
world. And one of them in India was like like a tarantula. They were like slurping out of the legs and stuff. And I'm like, oh God. And they were like popping the thorax in their mouth. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Like,
I won't even like. I'm not getting within a mile of that.
like
that
bugs?
whole situation.
or
Yeah.
monkey brains.
oh no. Those are hard pass. Like, but I don't know. I've always been adventurous and as far as foods go.
And I'm kind of the opposite. I'm very much like, you know what? Comfort foods.
Yeah.
I mean, can you tell? Comfort foods.
I remember it's in Taiwan, like, oh, these are chicken nuggets, it'll be fine. But like breakfast, like
Yeah.
I was trying
well,
everything.
No, I was surprised because when we stayed in Taiwan, the continental breakfast at our hotel was like a buffet.
Yeah.
Which was
Oh,
nice.
yeah, I
And I was
remember you telling
like,
me
yeah,
that.
and
Yeah,
there was like chow mein and there was salad stuff and then there was fish and
There's like all kinds.
and then I was all on one side and the other side was just as long of a table of nothing but French fries and nuggets and I was like,
what?
okay, this could work.
That's funny.
By the end of that trip though, I was using chopsticks and I'm a pretty pro chopstick user now.
Yeah, I was proud of you for that because
Remember, I was like, I'm gonna go to Computex and come back 20 pounds lighter.
dude, we were prepping you for that whole trip, like how to use chopsticks as well. It's like
We kept going to Menkoya ramen. Yeah.
Dude, even years later when you told me that story, I was proud of you.
Yeah.
Just like I was like retroactively proud of you for that.
And we went to go eat noodles with
Needles
with Linus.
Yeah, with
And I
Linus.
think
Dude, I love
I think
noodles.
in that entire lunch I ate 2 like
yeah,
noodles.
but you did it. You still did it.
No, Linus did ask if I wasn't hungry because my bowl was still full. But the problem was it was the thick noodles, the slippery kind. And every time I went to like chopstick it was like it would fall off the noodle. I was like, ha. And so finally Linus was like, "Are you not hungry?" I'm like, "No, they just don't have forks." So he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he asked for a fork, and they gave me one. Remember? But
Yeah.
then they were like turning the lights off because apparently we were in there too long.
We were in the we were
Yeah.
way.
So you guys were those teenagers that are freaking they're past like closing and
They're all
everything.
they're all
realize-
sitting there on a stool like by the door, and they're like on their phones, and they were like,
Yeah, we didn't realize they closed for lunch, like right after
"Yeah."
lunch.
Linus
Oh
went,
yeah, they did. They did.
"Yeah,"
this
and
yesterday,
Linus was
so-
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they want to leave."
Yeah. Then we got the message, but
Yeah. No, I think for me, I really despise seafood, and I think by now the audience knows this, and so do you guys. However, I have been more daring in my more recent years. So we used to go to these crazy business lunches and dinners and stuff when I worked at the previous company, and my boss was Cantonese, and he loved seafood.
Yeah.
Everywhere he ever went was either pho or seafood.
Pho
pho.
Or pho, whatever. But it's just PHO.
Faux show.
Spell phone.
Fun. You mean
Anyway,
iPhone?
Fun.
moving on. Not a white guy that really into the ground.
Android fun.
So no, one place we went was like this really high-end like seafood restaurant, and he ordered oysters for everybody. And I was like, they put him down the thing, and I was like,
I would, yeah, and like before you even finish, I would guess right now that you probably thought that was like the most disgusting thing you could probably eat. Because I've never seen you eat an oyster.
no, I was like, so do you use a fork? Is what I'm thinking. I'm like, do you use a fork? And then of course everyone's like, and I'm like, oh. And I could smell.
Tastes like the seed.
No, you can smell. Like it didn't smell fishy. You
Yeah,
could
because
smell
the
the
good ones are,
salt.
yeah.
You could, you could smell like.
If you get an oyster that smells fishy, it's crap.
You can
already,
smell
yeah.
the ocean.
Yeah.
But you couldn't. No, it didn't smell fishy. But I was just like, oh, okay. My boss was like, are you gonna eat one or not? And yeah, he sounds like Vin Diesel, right? And I'm like,
Do it for family.
I mean, I don't really eat seafood. I don't want to say exactly what he said because I don't want to get shot.
Yeah.
with the Nerf gun.
Oh.
But he was like, you're gonna F and eat it because I paid for it. And I was like,
yeah, an oyster.
so I was like, okay. He's like, he goes, just put it in your mouth and slurp it. And I was like, I started giggling. He's like, knock that crap off, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, like one swallow, and he was like, cool, have another one. I was like, no. So I ate
So
it.
you actually did hate
no,
it? You didn't like
yeah,
it?
it went down. It was very salty.
Yeah.
Right. And then I immediately started like chugging my beer because I had beer. But that was the only time I tried that. However, since then I have acquired a taste that I can eat like tilapia, scallops, calamari. Now the calamari, if it's the cut strips of a bigger calamari, that's fine. Don't give me the little full-on octopus that
Oh,
just
yeah,
looks like
the
they
baby
deep fried the baby. No,
Baby octopus? Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
So it's like, so for you, it's almost like a visual thing where it's like if you can still see the creature it was.
I'm like, the eyes are looking at me.
but deep fried, it's okay.
Now my dad was the kind of guy that would eat like all the sushis, all the raw calamari, like raw calamari.
That's funny. So you didn't get that. You didn't get that.
No, my dad was also in the Navy. So he traveled
then
all
we
over the
can-
world and ate like whatever he had, like whatever was available.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's many cows nearby.
Yeah. Remember, I
in
was
the
I
ocean.
was sad though when we were in Computex and we went to the TGI Fridays and I was like, this burger's dry.
Dude, that was like the best TGI Friday burger I've eaten to this day.
What?
How funny.
How did you guys have two completely different
Well,
opinions?
we had this exact conversation and we thought it was a fluke, so we went back and had the same experience.
Yeah, like,
He loved it, I hated it.
but
It was good service though.
it was good service.
Are
But
you guys ordering like different cooking?
I tried 2 different
doneness?
burgers.
I don't even remember exactly what we had. I just remember my impression.
Well, the only way I can think of is like, did you get a well done and he got medium or what?
I don't eat. Okay, first of all, hamburger like ground beef for me has to be cooked because of the fact that it's salmonella.
Well, yeah.
salmonella.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people all the time are like, and just to educate anyone out there that's ever wondered, like, why can you eat a steak rare but you can't eat ground beef rare? Because the ground, like on the steak, the bacteria is on the outside, and when you cook it, you kill the bacteria. When you ground it into itself, it's all throughout the
Everything's
meat.
everywhere, yeah.
So I don't eat medium or medium well ground beef. It's always got to be cooked all the way. But I feel like maybe they were overdoing it.
I felt like, I don't know, at least the service and the result that I got from the food, they put way more effort than what they would in America.
Well,
like,
yeah, because you're in a foreign country at an American restaurant. They're trying to bring an American experience. The problem is
But
they
they
brought
do
too
the
much.
experience.
They brought too much care for it to be an American restaurant.
But that's the best part, because like the burger looked like the one in the menu. I was like, I was shocked. That
So
was the first,
so it was like an American restaurant with the niceness of a Canadian.
if not more, honestly. I think,
Wow.
Oh wow.
yeah,
I guess I don't remember it as well as you did.
yeah, that was just pretty exciting altogether. Because, like I said, they did it way better than what America did.
So okay, is there a food that's like a hard no for you? And I don't mean like the delicacy things that I explained, but like, is there just a genre
Straight up, like you just will not eat.
of food that you will not eat?
I'd say like oysters. That's basically that's basically my hard pass. Like I would do.
Did you
sushi.
try one?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Did
didn't-
I try one and you didn't?
No. Like I've had them. I had sea snail. I've also tried that. I did not like that.
Not even cooked. I won't do escargot.
Yeah.
Like
No.
most French food, I'm like, no.
I've actually never had it.
Considering I'm half French, so it's like, well,
That's
French
funny.
Canadian, which is the same types of foods.
Like
but-
I figured I might as well try it since the dish was there. I'm not going to order it by myself. It was with the group.
and that's kind of where I was with that business dinner I told you about. Like, I didn't order it. I'm not wasting the money. I might as well try it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the last time I tried lobster was on a cruise because it didn't cost me anything to like be like, can you bring me a
Wait,
lobster
did you,
tail?
did you like it?
It was a little bit more like, I guess, chewy than I would have liked. Also,
like
too,
crab.
for Brian's birthday, we took him to a nice steakhouse and he ordered the Alaskan crab legs. And I'd been watching so much Deadliest Catch. I'm like, I owe it to these guys to try
Yeah,
it.
at least try it. Yeah.
Right?
I gotta try it.
So I know it was good.
Okay,
it was
cool.
good.
I figured because I was like, crab is like one of like the best. It's just the effort. It's so
I
annoying.
actually preferred it without the butter.
Yeah. No, it has a really good like the meat itself has a really good balanced like taste. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's definitely like healthier protein. That's for sure. Is there a hard no for you?
I probably insects because there's like
That's
like,
funny. I've eaten
'cause-
so many insects.
Well, because Taiwan does like crickets, like fried crickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah,
those on like
okay.
YouTube, and I'm just like, that's freaking gross. But I have so like
I've cooked 'em.
The whole chat because they know I'm Filipino has been asking about balut. Yes, I've eaten balut. I don't prefer it. It's kind of
That's the blood thing, right?
no. That's dinuguan.
Oh,
dinuguan's
dinuguan.
good, but no. Balut is the chicken egg that's fertilized, and then
Oh, yeah.
they kind of let it grow to like an embryo or like a little past that. I don't know, whatever.
It's no longer just a yolk.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, you can tell that it was going to be a chicken before you canceled it.
You canceled the evolution.
yeah, it's like hitting B while it's evolving, and then you take the Pokeball and freaking eat it.
Oh no.
It's terrible. It's like, but I mean, yeah, I have had it, and and everyone's like, it's funny, but like, whatever. I don't think that's a hard no for me. I think, yeah, insects like are just gross in general. So
Okay,
no.
so here's the thing. I've talked about this in the previous show that I am an Eagle Scout. I'm a Order of the Arrow Vigil. Like I've gotten kind of as far as I could.
that
right?
would. Oh,
So
that's
one of the
like
things I
nightmare.
really liked to do was survival camping,
Yeah.
and I've
You have to eat.
Yeah,
frickin'
yeah. So I
bugs,
took
dude.
I took
That's-
a lot of different survival camping like courses and stuff and programs where I would actually have to go out and spend 12 days by myself in the woods. Literally, they like, here's a single pack of matches, here's your bedroll, like here's a pad, and you have like a change of clothes and like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course there was monitoring to make sure like, okay, he's not dead out there. But no, one of the things like we were taught prior to that is like how to catch and cook crickets, cockroaches, which I didn't do the cockroaches, but mealyworms and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting because I had a little like cooking pan and stuff like that, and I'd make a fire and all that. I learned that the crickets make a screech and a pop when you cook them. Because they make a really high pitch like squeak, and then they popcorn crown.
Well, yeah, because
because they're like it's a exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So
no, but you know, like rub their legs together to make sound, right?
They make
They're
a screech.
Going, oh my god, it's hot, and then they just
Yeah.
kind of like lobsters when you put them in boiling water.
Yeah, but you're supposed to warm the water with the lobster in it already. Otherwise, it gets tough. Like, why do I know this?
Yeah, why do you know this?
Because you're the only one that's cooked and eaten bugs out of all of us. I'm thankful and grateful that I've never been in the situation that I needed to eat.
Yeah, if you cook a lobster, if you put it in a pot of water that's cold and then you slowly heat it, like obviously you let it boil with it in there, it slowly goes to sleep rather than you put it in and it's like, and then it dies all tense and the meat's tough.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
For lobster.
Cooking lobster.
Oh, for lobster.
Yeah. But no, the bug stuff is funny. Like I remember one time I was like literally eating the crickets and I'm like,
what do they taste like?
nothing.
Weird. So you just feel the texture, but you
Yeah,
don't really
but
taste
they have small amounts of protein in them.
Yeah.
Right. Ants was another one that you could eat and have a lot of protein with. But I remember thinking like I think I had maybe 20 of them, right? That I ate, and I was just like. Oh,
Yeah,
cricket leg,
yeah.
like in the teeth. I was like,
figured.
oh. It looked like that scene in Lion King when they're eating the bugs and he smiles and all in the mouth. The mealyworms were fun though because at the end, like with all the leftover stuff we had caught, we made oatmeal cookies, but with mealyworms in them.
Oh, jeez.
And when I got home, I offered them to my parents.
And sushi weirds
And
about
I was like, hey, we made cookies while we were at camp. Do you want some? And they're like, oh, these are so good. And they're like, what's in them? And I'm like, no, oatmeal, raisins, mealyworms. My mom was so mad.
Oh, how far in was she?
She'd already eaten a whole one.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah. She noticed there was something interesting
Yeah, I
in
was
there.
gonna say, wait, what do those taste like then? Do they add any flavor or do anything different besides the texture?
Well, that's the thing.
Protein.
So typically with a mealyworm, you would just put it in your mouth and swallow it. Don't even chew it.
Oh.
Because it's about getting the protein content out of it.
Oh, right. In case if you chew it, it's just
Yeah, it's not like you're going to
everywhere.
enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
it needs more salt. You know, it's not about enjoying what you're eating. It's about living.
Yeah.
But it was.
I mean, again, like it's not a hard no, as in like, oh, you're dying in the woods, or you're gonna eat a bug. Yes, obviously, but
But the other thing
I'm not
was like
gonna go-
you can't live off bugs either. You have a
Yeah.
finite amount of time until you can get carbs. I almost said carburation. Carbs in your body.
Same.
There's three kinds of macros: carburation, fatburation.
Too many people think you can just survive forever off protein, and that's furthest from the truth.
Yeah,
you need carbs to live.
Shrimps are the cockroaches of the ocean.
Shrimps.
They probably
yeah.
yeah, but they probably taste better than cockroaches.
Yeah, growing
Shrimps
up,
are good.
Growing
Shrimp
up,
is
rule
bomb.
of thumb was basically just don't,
So that's another
don't
seafood
eat the
you
things
like.
that ate the ground kind of deal. So I
Cows eat the ground.
well like bottom feeders
every-
and like aquatic animals, so bottom feeders.
Oh, yeah, like the
So
little, yeah.
that was my stay away point. But after I kind of grew up a bit, I was like, I want to try this because I want to know what the forbidden meat tastes like, kind of deal.
Dude, I'll eat pretty much anything that's in the ocean.
Ever since I watched the thing about like the people that forget to de-poop the shrimp, I always check
Yeah,
because it's like you see that line on its back. That's
Yeah, whatever,
poop.
deep fry,
Yeah.
who cares? I don't have time.
it's like Hell's Kitchen. when they're cooking and the chef makes a mistake of forgetting to do that.
I can't remember where I was, but I did try shark once.
Huh.
My dad had ordered it, and I tried a bite of it. It was real chewy. Yeah,
think the
it was shark. I think it was
weirdest-
shark fin specifically is what it was. But
Oh, isn't that like...
That's like
isn't that
outlawed
like-
now.
Yeah, I was going to say,
dude, we're talking like a long time ago.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because
Yeah.
it wasn't such a big deal back then.
Yeah, I think like obviously there's save the sharks
Yeah.
happening now, but I mean you gotta understand. I'm talking like
We have a whole week dedicated.
I was like
to
little
them.
Jay's age.
Okay.
Kind
Which
of a
means
thing.
me and Nick were negative years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. If you were... Yeah, no. Definitely Nick, for sure. I might have just been born or something. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know if I have a hard no besides that. Like, I pretty much eat everything. I mean, you've seen me, like...
Yeah, I
fucking-
mean, I think if you knew me back when like Nick first met me, Nick would agree that I'm way more diverse now in the foods I'm willing to eat versus I was like, you know what, unless they got hamburgers and French fries,
Just the
I
most-
can't eat
just
here.
the stereotype,
125%.
basically.
It's like my youngest now. It's like we're going out to eat. Do they have grilled cheese or chicken nuggets? Yes. Okay. If they don't have grilled cheese or chicken nuggets, she's like, what am I
So
gonna eat?
basically Nick's diet right now.
Whoa. I'm more diverse
daily-
than that.
No, she won't eat it if it has white cheese, and she'll freak out. Like, the cheese
What?
is white. That's
like-
white cheddar. No,
That's funny.
I can't
Whack.
eat it. We gave her a cheese
it's
pizza
all-
once, but it had parsley in it, and she freaked out.
That's hilarious. 'Cause
Wow.
It's not like it's rational, right? You know, it's a kid. Like they're just.
Now you gotta understand, my youngest has ADHD with sensory disorder.
Yeah.
So the idea of that stuff, like the green specks and all that stuff, like that's like the end of the world to her.
Well, and also like you can't not focus on it when you have.
Right.
You know
It
what I mean?
also-
All you're
it
looking at
also-
is the stuff you don't want on your food.
It also explains why when she was like younger than she is now, because she's going to be turning 7 soon, but.
This dude's hard no is bell peppers. That's like one of the most.
I've learned to
chill-
like peppers better. They have to be red. I don't like yellow peppers
Yeah,
or
I
green
found that
peppers.
out.
Yeah.
That's a pretty chill hard no. Like
Yeah.
that's a pretty common.
But no, what I was saying about my daughter, and I wonder if anyone in chat has a kid with the same kind of a sensory disorder, is if she describes something she didn't like the taste of, she described its texture.
Oh, so it's a texture. It's more of a mouthfeel
Well,
thing.
it's a sensory disorder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it was kind of weird. Like, no, how does it taste? Not how does it feel?
Yeah.
It tastes yucky. It's crunchy. It's like,
That's funny. No, but it totally makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, if she doesn't want that like texture in the food item.
My sister has an aversion to whipped cream. Like, whipped cream will make her throw
Whoa.
up. Like, it's the texture of it.
How it's like nothing
Yeah.
basically
Oh,
besides
like cottage cheese?
Anything creamy like that, yeah.
well, cottage cheese. Okay,
That's lumpy.
okay, cottage cheese isn't a hard no, but it's freaking gross.
I won't. That and sour cream for me, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, the funny thing is, I don't mind sour cream. I think it's just because cottage cheese is just the idea of cheese going.
I don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
the lumpy.
sour cream.
And
If it's like mixed in with something, and it's not like some of the Mexican places you go, they're like in the burritos
Yeah,
or the
yeah, yeah,
tacos,
yeah.
and it's just like I remember one time, and it's Taco Bell, so it's like
Oh, yeah,
really
Taco Bell's-
really authentic Mexican food.
Taco Bell's
But
probably one of the
It's-
worst
it's
offenders with
Tex-Mex.
sour
no, I
cream.
remember
Yeah,
one
they
time
put
I
a
was
lot.
like,
yeah.
I was like, no sour cream. Okay, no sour cream. I'm very adamant, no sour cream. I remember once I was like driving. I was when I worked for FedEx.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying any attention, and it was the stuffed burrito because I like to get the grilled
Oh,
stuffed
yeah,
burrito.
grilled- yeah.
And I bit into it, and it was like the whole bottom quarter of the burrito was just sour cream, and I was like,
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Oh.
But I don't mind sour cream. But
No,
bet
I
you were
hate sour
probably
cream.
just like,
yeah, I spit it in the bag,
jeez.
and then like I literally had to like just destroy that whole part of the burrito and like rip it off.
That's-
But I mean. That's the way they make it is weird, right? It's like all the meat's here, all the rice is here, all the beans are here. It's like, why is it layered like that?
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like.
Like long ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why would you have a perpendicular burrito like layering? That's
Was it Taco
that means
Bell?
you have to eat all the way through freaking Beanville to get to Sour Cream Town. Like that. What? Why?
Sour cream.
Like, what the menu is? It if it basically ends in supreme or has a cream in it, it's gonna have sour cream.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the only thing that makes it supreme.
Well, no, that's what.
It should say
Taco
supreme.
Supreme
Taco supreme.
sour cream.
We weren't kidding when we said everything. All our show today is about stuff you stick in your body.
All right, my topic is.
Well
I
played.
didn't even
Well
have
played.
to say a sentence. What?
What
are you doing?
You can't equalize if you didn't have a defense.
Yeah, I didn't cuss.
I'm just getting ready.
No,
then.
it wasn't gonna be a cuss word. It was gonna it was gonna be an inappropriate word, but I'm not gonna say it. I just figured you guys would get it because
Darn.
I didn't have to say it.
You just really want to shoot someone.
I got shot like 3 times
Shoot
last week.
yourself.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Yeah,
Who pulled the trigger?
sour cream and onion is awesome. Yep. Sorry. Wait, what? See, yeah, you don't like sushi or
Seafood mostly.
seafood and sour
Yeah.
cream. Oh, and yeah, wait. What was the thing? The sardines.
Oh yeah.
That
yeah.
counts as seafood.
No, I know, but that's like a hard no for Jay for sure.
Those people that are just like, oh yeah, I'll just get those and munch on them. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You should look up, or I mean, you guys should look up the what vlog
The
was
PDX land.
it? PDX Land vlog where Jay got chased around by with a sardine can.
No, that's gross.
By a sardine can.
Yeah, I felt like the can was just floating at me.
That's gonna be a nightmare. You're gonna have one.
That's going to be the next ghost in
Just a
Phasmophobia.
giant per J-sized sardine can. Like, oh, you will love me. He's like, ah.
Yeah, I started throwing up. Remember, I was like spitting and everything.
He
Yeah.
starts running up the stairs, and it's like Mario 64, where it's just an infinite staircase, and he can't get away from the sardine.
So you want to talk about desserts?
Yeah, because we're on the food train, right? Might as well.
Like, look at my note. Desserts, something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, I figured.
I
'cause
don't-
we
what are we
never-
supposed to talk about?
Well, because desserts are like one of the things that we never talk about during food talks because we talk about food all the
It's
time.
interesting.
It's the entree.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like I always just wondered, like, what are your guys' like favorite desserts, sweets, candy, whatever, that sort of stuff, because we just never talk about it.
I'm not a huge chocolate fan, which I think
I agree.
I'm not
actually.
a huge like the big like 7-layer chocolate cakes. I'm like, no thanks. That's good.
Or I've never wanted, like, specifically, I was like, I have a craving, I want to go to the store and get a bunch of chocolate. Like, I've never done that, but I've done that for like cookies, you know what I mean, or something like that, or ice cream. But
Well, so if you go to like a nice steakhouse or something like that, you'll notice that the dessert menu is always designed to complement the main courses.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that they're designed. And they'll even tell you like, we recommend pairing this dessert with et cetera, et cetera. I like things like tiramisu.
yeah, that's
I'm always a sucker for just a good, clean New York style cheesecake. I guess
so plain. But do you put anything on top, or just plain? Just
I mean, if it has like
plain?
strawberries or something, that's fine. But
Yeah.
don't put like a ganache. Don't put any chocolate on there. Don't put like
I
a
kinda
drizzle.
hate it when they go way
Like Cheesecake Factory to me,
yeah.
all their flavors besides New York are just kind of pointless. Like
They're
they have a hazelnut nut one that I will enjoy and eat with my wife because she likes that one. But
Hazelnut
been
is one of my
curious about that
favorite.
one.
Hazelnut is one of my favorite like complementary.
it's hazelnut and
flavors.
Nutella.
Oh yeah, I really want to try
It's
that.
not
Nutella-
cheesecake anymore. It's just Nutella cake.
Well, yeah, but Nutella is hazelnut and chocolate, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's got
Yeah.
it's got hazelnut and chocolate ganache on there, but it's got Nutella on it.
So it's got hazelnut, chocolate ganache, and then both of them in one other ingredient that's
Yes,
also Nutella.
and then it's like an Oreo cookie crust.
Yeah, it's like when you get a cookies and cream thing with Oreos. On
He's
top.
like, I know what I'm getting tonight.
Like my go-to is
sounds
always
bomb.
like my go-to for birthday cake. It's always been like a Oreo cookie ice cream and in a cake. Like that's my favorite kind of
I
cake.
think my guilty pleasure for desserts is ice cream and gelato and eclairs. Both of those are just like, whenever if I see
feel like
one, I'm just like, ooh,
I've been on the
I need to
flan
have
kick
one.
lately. Like that's I've been
Flan?
digging flan.
I
Flan?
feel like
flan.
Flan. Oh, I almost said cake with the other A, and then I realized what it would sound like, so I stopped.
I feel like eclairs for me are hit and miss. Like if the puff pastry part itself isn't good, then it doesn't matter what's in it.
Right.
You know, my grandma who's German loved eclairs. I mean, it's not a German food, but
Yeah.
she just absolutely
They're
loved
just-
eclairs.
yeah,
And
I
there was
don't
this bakery by her that anytime we came to visit, we had to bring her eclairs.
Even since I was a kid, I've loved eclairs. I don't know what it is, but yeah, freaking good. It's
Yeah.
like a hot dog made of dessert.
Dessert
You know what I mean? Like,
dog.
it's like the same kind of deal to it.
I'm
Or
a
I guess
s-
a corn dog technically because it's fully wrapped.
I think I'm fairly simple though. Like, I mean, I do like, what's my wife likes these, and I forget what they're called. But what's the dessert dish that they bake in the oven and like boils
Souffle?
out? Souffle, yeah.
Oh.
Like a good chocolate souffle. But then like they have ones where they like the steakhouse we went to in Vegas.
It's a lava cake.
No, they brought the souffle out, and then like they like pop it right there in front of us, and it goes it deflates, and then they took a scoop of like French vanilla ice cream and put it in it, and then it melts in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
So
what,
it's like
that's
a-
what we said.
So it's
Say
so
no
it's
more,
like
Cam.
it's like an elevated pizookie.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
Gourmet pizookie.
Yeah. Gorzuki.
What? Porzuki?
Gorzuki.
Gorzuki.
Pizookie.
Gourmet pizookie.
That's awesome.
All right, I think we're going to
how
go ahead and move on to the FTFA part because I've got a few extra ones from last week. Remember, last week we kind of got a little bit on tangents and we didn't get to all the
Well, it
questions.
was a tangent week.
It was a tangent week. We had no topics. And today's topic ended up being about food. Somehow we ended up being really hungry today, apparently. Like
Yeah,
even us at 10:30, we're like, is it lunchtime yet? Come on.
I literally was counting the minutes till 11 so that it would be a reasonable-ish time to get lunch.
Again, I got up at 4:30, so like
got up at
it
5.
feels super late to me right now. But anyway, this is the part where we usually do end up getting some tech in the. Remember, this is a lifestyle show. We talk about whatever we want. Like tech stuff is threaded in.
Yeah, welcome
but,
to our weird lifestyles. If you guys haven't figured that out in 17
hey,
episodes. then-
everyone watching this chat eats.
Well, yeah.
Okay, it's relevant.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. This is probably one of the most normal topic,
Yeah.
like shows we've ever
Relatable
had.
topics.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting question here, though, from Daniel. I guess you can't really participate in this from the perspective he's asking, but you can at least talk about it from the outside perspective, considering you were present when this was discovered.
Dang,
Yeah.
Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Okay. Hey, guys, my name's Daniel, and like Jay and Phil, I am also colorblind. I personally have
Yay.
both protonomaly and deuteronomy.
Oh, no.
I could
That
I can never
sucks.
pronounce them. I just know I'm tritopia. That's all I know.
Deuteronomy, I think.
I could talk all day about it before I knew I was colorblind. I would look around at everything, especially wildlife around me was super dull and almost dead looking, which is how you described your condition.
Yeah,
right?
so wildlife and scenery is pretty dull for me.
Because it's all in the green range.
And then sky for you.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a sec.
So if we combined, we would
Yes.
hate outside, basically.
Okay,
Like, all nature would suck.
He says everything around me was super dead or dull and almost dead looking. Yet, like Jay mentioned in a previous show, I could see really bright, vibrant landscapes. So I assumed I lived in a terrible place, and it made me really depressed, not realizing it was just my eyes. Have you all gone through similar instances, and how did you notice it affects you most in day-to-day living?
Now,
how old were you when you figured out you were colorblind?
11, or maybe?
Yeah.
12? Something
I was like 6 months younger than now.
Yeah,
So it's very new to me.
Jay was,
I was
definitely
almost
TIL,
four.
I'm
It was before
colorblind.
my birthday, but I was 39 years old
Yeah.
before I realized I was tritanopia.
Yeah.
But you were how old again?
I was 11. Like, literally,
Okay.
basically, I found out basically as soon as because what happened was I was like, the world is a little blurry. And, like, my friends can read stuff farther than I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I get my eyes checked. And then that's when we were like, let's just test everything. You know, we're here, right? And so that's when I got my first prescription, got my glasses. And then they also told me, hey, you're also, moderately red-green colorblind.
You know what's funny is thinking about this conversation is making a headache happen.
Because you're thinking of colors and hue.
Yeah. Okay. So the way we found out.
So I've obviously, sorry to cut you off. It's like, because I discovered it, or I found out about it that long ago, I'm significantly more at home and comfortable with, dealing with it and talking about it.
You
versus Jay,
fully like.
I know
yeah.
pretty much most nuances about
Right.
like,
You
the
also know when you're
disability.
looking at something that's in that range because you've kind of identified what it looks like versus what people are saying it is. So
Can
you
I
know.
just clear this up for like the audience? Like, you color video if you're colorblind. There's scopes on the video editing app that you use. I
Yeah.
don't trust my own eyes. I trust the computer's eyes.
And then he has us double check if he feels like
Yeah.
something might be off.
Yeah.
And then I think he just asked Nick now. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm asking you for red green stuff, and I'll ask Nick if it has blue in it.
I'm basically the control in the group.
so you're red-green colorblind, which means everything looks like shades of brown in that spectrum.
Yeah,
right?
anything
Yellowish,
that's not
brownish.
saturated enough,
Yeah.
it just turns to kind of just brownish.
I'm tritanopia, which is blue and yellow. So our color spectrum, if you put us together, we're screwed, right?
But I think it's mostly blue for you. I've never really seen you
Yeah.
make too many errors with yellows. So.
No, the hive lights, not the hive, but the NAND lights, whatever we have over there. I was like, why does the yellow suck so much?
Oh, it's just like you just thought it was like a warm white.
Yes, it looked like an incandescent light.
Wait, actually, I think I remember walking in on you when you were doing that. You were kind of just like you had it on like the most saturated yellow against the wall, and you were like. But I was busy prepping the camera, so I didn't really ask you what you were doing. But
Yeah, no, I remember thinking like the yellows just suck on this. But anyway,
Yeah.
so the way I found out I was colorblind, first of all, we have the wheel of lunch, and we haven't used it in a while.
oh
but
yeah, this is how we found out. I totally
Yeah.
forgot. You're right.
We're here at work, and we have the wheel of lunch,
Yeah.
and I spin it, and it lands on a thing, and I can't remember. We talked about like we should rearrange them or whatever, and I was like, well, that's not fair because there's 4 purples, and you guys were like, no, there's 2 purples, and I'm like, there's 4 purples. I was like, you be quiet, you can't even see the reds, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I was,
you were
And then I was like,
looking at me,
no, I was like,
he's right.
there are 4 purples, and I walked over, and you're like, bro, I'm like, look,
I just
1,
go- I
2,
wanna go
3,
get it
4.
right now, just to show the
You
video.
can go get it if
right
you
now.
want, but I was like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I pointed, and you were like, dude, purple, purple, blue, blue, and I'm like, no. I'm arguing about it, and then you go, Phil, what do you see over here? And then like Phil looked at it, he's like, they're like 2 magentas and like 2 purples, and I'm like, no.
The audience is gonna die laughing because this is so obviously like.
Okay.
yeah, so like,
How do I put this where it's not good light for me?
so yeah, there's that purple and then
You're, yeah.
Yeah, there.
the dark purple and light purple, basically.
Wait, that's a purple right here. This one?
No.
No.
He's pointing.
Oh, this purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 4 of those.
This is like Barney purple, and then this is like a grape purple.
Yeah. See, there's 4 of the Barney purples to me.
Oh, because the blue. Wait, this blue?
No.
No.
The darker one.
That above it.
That's
yeah,
the same color.
That one.
Oh, you think this is the same color as this?
Right, and that's the argument Nick and I were having.
That's what we were having. Yeah.
And then you turned around and you even confirmed. You probably shouldn't leave it on the table.
Oh yeah. Hi guys, I'm a wheel now.
Anyway, that's not the wheel of lunch anymore. It says CPU, RAM, PSU, because yeah, we
That's
used it
our
for that.
speed
We used
build.
it for that video. So anyway, that's how we found. I thought so. It's the giveaway wheel. What are we giving away today?
PSU.
Anyway, So you turned around and confirmed that there were 2 different colors there.
Yes.
And I thought for sure, like, okay, they're just screwing with me, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, no.
Then he pulled up a colorblind test. And he asked me, can you see the...
Which was hard to find a blue colorblind test
Yeah.
because they're mostly for people like me that are red green because it's the more common one.
So his question specifically was like how it affects you in most day to day. So I second guess everything that's gray now, because you can tell him the story about my pants.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing them today, actually.
Wait, are you?
Yes.
Yes, stand up so they can see.
I don't know if they can see that.
He thought these were gray. Like he straight up thought these were gray. Did you ever think that this shirt color that I have was gray, or is it blue?
It looks very, very, very light gray.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
so now you guys know. That's the extent. Jay is definitely more severely affected than I am. But
I had no idea that I was as severely affected as I was until I continuously failed the tests immediately.
Yeah, but the day it happened for you was like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man when he realized he could climb walls.
oh
You were
yeah,
like-
Jay had like a crisis. Like
Yeah.
No,
for
everywhere I
a
went,
day.
they looked and I was like,
yeah,
Yeah.
he was just like picking up random stuff that's blue.
It was like Doctor Strange when he
yeah,
gets
but
like
then you
sent
guys
into different
started doing.
dimensions.
You guys started doing to me what you said everyone did to you. Like, oh, what color does this
Well,
look
yeah,
like to
'cause
you?
I've
you
been
know?
waiting 30. How old am I? 33 years
to find someone else.
to finally find somebody else that's colorblind that's not my colorblind. To like,
Okay,
do
so
the,
here's the
do the joke about it.
I had the world's biggest headache that day. I actually went home and went to sleep because the headache hurt so much.
It looked like you're having an existential crisis.
He
It
was.
felt like I was. But no,
I mean,
I was concentrating so hard trying to see the difference between the 2 colors on there that I actually gave myself like a frontal lobe migraine. No, I have a headache right now.
Throttled your brain.
No, I have a headache right now thinking about it.
You're throttling.
But for about a week, yes, for about a week after
Yeah.
I found out, I was just like, that explains so many arguments my wife and I had. Like so many.
Remember when
So
you
here's
came
the
in
thing.
The next day you told us about it. And I was just
Here's
on
the thing.
floor
Our
laughing.
house. You guys remember in 2019 we bought a new home. It was brand new build. We bought, and my wife and I are trying to pick a color. And I'm like, I like this shade of gray. And she's like, I don't want to paint it blue. And I'm like, it's gray. She's like, no, it's a blue gray. And I'm like, this is light gray. I like this color. And she's like, I'm not painting the house blue. And we went like round and round and round. She would even paint like swatches on the wall. And she's like, okay, what do you think of these colors? And I'm like, I really like this one. And she's like, it's blue. And I'm like, that is gray. And we're like arguing about it over
Oh
and
yeah,
over.
remember
Yeah.
you texted our work group chat like, "What color is our couch?" Like all mad.
Oh,
at it.
yeah,
We were
yeah.
like, it's blue, dude. These pillows are like light blue, and he's like,
Yeah.
"No."
You're in
Okay, I
denial.
guess.
Yes, because our gray couches apparently are blue.
Yeah.
Like a very like subtle
Your
amount of
shorts
blue.
was a really funny one though because it
Yeah.
was just you were just like, "These are dark gray." Me and Nick were like,
Bro, what?
"Sorry, man, but they're not." You're like, "God damn."
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
"Oh man."
So anyway, it explains so many things. And do you know how many times I've looked out the window? I'm like, oh, it's overcast today. Put on a sweater and walk outside. I'm like, where'd all the clouds go? Because I could notice like like here in Southern California, we get a lot of haze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess the sky will look completely gray to me when it's just really light blue.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go somewhere, like for instance, we talked about the Bahamas and the Caribbean, and I was like, oh, the water's really clear. And my wife's like, yeah, the water's so turquoise. And I'm like,
Oh, that sucks.
so we,
You're right. Like the ocean vacations are the worst for you because you actually can't see any of those.
yeah, it's like you looking at forests.
Where it's like me, like somebody like, "Oh, I finally finished my perfect lawn," and I'm just like, "It looks dead," because that's what it looks
dead.
like to me. It looks like dead grass.
So at the end of the day, how it affects my day-to-day life is it doesn't.
It mildly inconveniences it.
Yeah,
No,
same.
it makes me second guess certain things, I guess. Like I don't know, like because I can't tell the differences between shades of blue.
Yeah.
And if they're light enough, they don't look blue at all. They look gray.
And so for the non-colorblind people in the chat that are wondering, like, oh, like somebody asked, like, how did Jay know that purple NZXT thing was purple? So colorblindness only gets confusing when the color is not saturated enough.
Right. And
There's
if
a
it's by
point-
itself, it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to identify it.
That too, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? If it's on a white background, then it's pretty easy versus like when you have a red apple and a green apple.
Yeah,
next to
because
each
see,
other.
my blue iPhone, we had this conversation. It looks greenish to me.
And you were also like, "Oh, I like this like subtle shade," and then we were like, "Dude, it's super blue, man. It's like
Yeah.
the bluest blue."
I mean, we were visiting with Brian and his wife in Long Beach, and we were sitting literally on the rocks, like looking at the harbor.
Yeah.
And I looked over. I remember we were all sitting there chatting, and we were taking pictures. We were just kind of hanging out, and I looked to the right, and there's a bridge that has RGB lights on it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what color are those lights right there? And they're like, which ones? And I'm like, those like 3 right there. And they're like, oh, you mean the green, the teal, and the blue? And I'm like, you mean the gray, and the gray? So that's the thing. It didn't look gray, but it looked like
ambiguous, right? It's just like
it looked like a hyper white.
You're staring at it, you're like, what color is it? Like, and that's the thing that's hard to describe to somebody that doesn't have color blindness is that it's not like you see nothing there. You see the color, you know it's a color, but it's so difficult to figure out what color it is. It's like for me with red green, right? If I look at a red apple versus a green apple, right? It's like, okay, if you put them next to each other, okay, cool. The lighter one's probably the green apple. But if you just held up one that was like kind of sort of brownish in between, and you just asked me what color it was primarily, that's when I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Is there blue in his shirt?
Yeah. It's like a dark navy.
See, that looks like the color of my couch.
See, that's funny. I would have guessed green because I'm biased towards guessing towards the colors I can't see.
See, this looks like the color of my couch to me, and that's the discussion we had. It's like, no, there's blue in it.
I think our couch pillows were more blue, but I think.
Well, we sent you the picture of the pillows, but I'm talking about the couch itself.
Oh yeah. Well,
and your shirt is definitely.
It's like a sky blue / baby blue kind of.
Yeah, that's straight up gray.
Yeah, that's right in your.
That is like as gray as these buttons.
Like another problem that I have is I can't tell when grass is dead or not. Those colors are too close together.
Yeah.
Like the yellow, the desaturated yellow versus or brown, whatever the color it is. And then
I guess
bananas.
Yeah, I think
I remember I was grabbing a banana off the bunch of my friends. Like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what? He's like, it's green. It's like super green. It's like highlighter green. And I'm like, oh. I guess it's not ready yet. I don't know. I was about to eat it and be like, why does it taste weird?
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't change anything in my day to day other than the sky doesn't ever look that pretty.
Yeah, it's just you had a rough week accepting it because you were.
I second guess what color I'm putting on sometimes.
I would say that was definitely more than a week because it was a while till you kind of settled down.
Think about it this way: you've lived literally
so long, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the
more than I've been alive, not knowing you were colorblind.
But that's the point. Is I came back to well, it hasn't really mattered in 39 years.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the thing that you come back.
I mean,
to.
So the story of my truck.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
When I was 14, I started teasing my dad about what kind of car are you going to buy me when I'm 16. He's like, no, you can have the truck. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't even run. So he was like, I'll pay for the parts. You get a book. You learn how to build the engine. You learn how to fix it, rebuild the engine, and all that. That'll be your car. And he said, when you're all done, I'll pay for the paint job. And I was like, okay, cool. So I built the car. I was 16. I got my license. We took it over to Mako, the cheapest paint job we could get.
Yeah.
And I chose the most beautiful midnight blue I had ever seen. They painted the truck. I came and pick it up a week later, and I roll up to purple, just straight up Toyota purple. Now, anyone that wants to look up the color, it's Royal Sapphire Metallic Pearl. I will never forget it because it was the purple truck that I drove in high school.
It was a royal blue then, which is purple. A royal blue is
I know that now. So
you didn't know that royal meant a purpley blue. So,
I knew what pearl meant. It was a pearl in the paint.
How did you paint it even after knowing the paint code name? But then now I know. Yeah.
No, I memorized the name because I had to be the guy driving to high school in a purple truck in the 90s, which led to a lot of jokes.
Jeez.
Okay. We ended up everyone ended up liking the color so much I never got it repainted. But I remember thinking to myself how could I make this mistake? And the difference was I'm looking at a little swatch next to all the different colors.
Yeah.
I remember all the blues are together. Mm-hmm. And then when it was by itself in the sun, it was very saturated.
And also the size of a car versus the size of a swatch.
Yeah. And literally, you guys saw that day. Remember, I was like, oh, that explains it. And I explained to you guys the truck story. And I'm like, now I get it. I didn't screw up. My brain did. Now, the other thing about I learned about color blindness, especially apparently in males, is it can be brought on through a head trauma. When I was in kindergarten, my sister was riding her bike.
When I was in kindergarten, I could see all the colors.
I don't remember what colors I saw. I do remember taking all the visual tests and stuff, and the hearing test never had a problem. Huh. But those were more or less. But I think those were more or less like focus tests, rather.
Yeah, just can you read that distance, right?
But when I was in kindergarten, my sister would ride us home from school, and I would sit on the middle bar, on her bike. We'd put a sweater down, and just sit on the bar and straddle it. And she was teasing me that we were going to run away, and I was like, no, and I started freaking out, and I made the bike fall over. And my head just smacked the concrete. Ooh. So I sometimes wonder if maybe that started it, and I never really realized. I also had my car accident in 2008 that could have potentially caused the trauma there too.
Yeah, but the car accident was after the purple truck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So okay, if we're going by
the bike accident and now, basically.
Yeah. Which and it also all the research that I did too said it could just be onset as well.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's just a malfunction of your cones, right, or rods, whichever one's the colors.
I was really upset and depressed for probably a month or two after that. I was just like, you know, what's I started like, can I trust any colors I see now? And you guys, even yesterday, you guys were teasing me like, you guys made the J, what'd you call it? The corner you guys made of all the blue stuff.
Yeah, we put all the blue
because
objects
we were all
in there.
talking about it with Mark, and then I just suddenly kept stacking blue stuff in a corner.
Yeah, they have a corner. They stacked all the blue stuff they could find on them.
I started stacking it because Mark kept asking all the different objects. So I was like, I'll just put it all right here so Jay can look at.
Yeah, it looks like a
shrine
to my blindness.
That'd be like if you stacked an unripe banana on top of dead grass that's also on top of live grass that's next to some
What
apples.
I thought was really interesting, though, is because I obviously started doing a ton of research after that. Like, can I fix this?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know there's glasses and stuff
Well,
or whatever, but
I
there's no
think-
point. But what I was getting at is, I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing, it doesn't change my life.
Yeah, it doesn't
in
change
any
your
way.
life, and also it doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, affect it much at all.
No, it's just, like I said, I second guess myself now anytime is that really gray? Like, I don't know what the hell color these curtains are anymore.
I'll trade my heart condition if I could take.
Is there any blue in those curtains?
Blue green?
I would say they're all just different shades of gray.
Okay.
They're neutral gray.
Now, here's the thing. The darker color curtain looks exactly like his shirt to me.
Wow.
It's-
No, that's.
It's off a little bit.
That looks like it has a green in there. I'm talking about the darker-ish, the darker one.
This one?
Is that the same color?
This one?
No, to the right of that.
The darker ones are on the corners, dude.
Is that the same?
That's the same as. Yeah.
Okay, well, well, there you go. I don't
I thought that
know.
was slightly green, but
They look like the same as his shirt. The same as his shirt to me. Like, I look back and forth, they look exactly the same.
This
Yeah.
has more blue than those, but yeah.
and then for the people in chat talking about the Enchroma glasses, one because they're $300.
I don't care enough.
Yeah, I don't care enough either, and I'm less colorblind.
I
than
feel
you
like
are.
if I stick them on, I'm just going to blow my mind again.
Well, and then the worst part is then you're gonna have to wear them all the time because
Yeah.
why would you take them off if you could suddenly see all
My
the
car
colors?
is gray, right?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
you drove the white
Well, the
one.
way-
today.
okay.
Oh, that's no, the other car.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
gray.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a neutral gray.
Okay.
If anything, slightly
It's called
warm.
selenite gray. That's why I was like, I don't know. Selenite
it's
means
kind of
blue in
like
there.
the 370,
It's basically this color.
like a darker version of your 370.
Oh, okay.
It's neutral, maybe slightly warm gray.
Okay.
But-
Well, anyway, he asked all about how day-to-day living and all that, and I mean that's my story.
Yeah, and Chroma is just all it is a notch filter. So it's like if you're red-green colorblind, it's a notch right in the middle of red and green. So that way it helps separate. It forces the object to fall on one side. So that way you can tell what color it is.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, for someone like me, that's like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably 3 out of 10 colorblind. Jay's probably a 4 or 5.
What blew my mind is when you found those articles that had the photoshopped like the fruit with the apples and the bananas and the oranges and all that stuff, and it changed them to like artificially make it look like what it looks like to certain people.
Yeah, which is funny because the
Which
only
is
person
funny because when it does tritanopia,
Yeah.
to me I'm like they're all the same color. But it's supposed to give you an idea of what it looks like to me,
So
but for
Nick
me
is-
it just makes it disappear.
Nick is the only person that can see how crappy it looks for either of us.
Far
because
did
he
you
can
have-
see all the filters?
How far did you have to desaturate the blue to make it? Okay, so he took a blue thing in Photoshop and then was like, what does this look like to you? And I was like, it's a very, 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 it's the back wall with the teal lights on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So he took a screenshot of the video we put live yesterday with
from the montage.
From the montage with the teal wall in the back. And he put it on his screen and he goes, okay, what does this color look like to you right now? I'm like, it actually looks like a very cool white light being pointed out of the wall.
It was still pretty much as blue as my shirt right now.
Okay, but it looked like a cool, like a 5000K or 6500K like fluorescent, right? That's what it looked like to me. It didn't have that much saturation. It just had a coolness to it. To make it the color like fully disappear to where I could see a shade change, you desaturated it at what, 60%?
It was sick. Well, it was 60 out of, I think the max of the slider is 200, so about 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
And-
I could notice any tint or
30%
shade change.
saturation reduction, which is a bit. I mean, if anyone's edited photos or used Photoshop before, 30% is a lot.
Yeah.
30% is the difference between a color being very obviously that color and like, oh, it's a gray of that color.
What I hate is when you take the colorblind test, like a red-green one, and I'm like, oh, I could totally see the shape
yeah,
or whatever,
the
and then
shift
he'll
in
like
yours?
he'll just make it whoop like disappear.
Yeah.
He just takes the color wheel and moves it, and then it's
Meanwhile,
like
Nick's just looking at us like you guys are idiots because it just says 6 in RGB.
and then
color.
it's like this. It's like 6.
Yeah.
6.
It is pretty funny to watching it disappear because you still know that it's there.
But you
just
start
like,
phantom seeing
you
it.
know,
The
you
only
try to
the only
see
part
it.
I struggle at is when it got to purples. Like, but I could still distinctly see it if I stared at it long enough.
Yeah.
It just like when you did it quickly, it's like, oh no.
You'll know you're colorblind when it doesn't matter how long
Yeah.
you stare at it. You will not perceive
It reminded me of those
you know.
posters he used to sell like forever ago, where if you stared at it long enough, like a shape would appear because of the depth.
Oh, the
of
magic eye?
optical-
Yeah.
yeah, those
I
are cool.
finally. It took me like 30 years to get that, but I finally got it.
I've never been able to get one.
Yeah.
Really?
And then once I figured it out, I literally went online and I just kept looking up. I was like, I've been wanting to try this since grade school. And finally saw like the shark like floating and like, yeah. Oh, like, freaking out
Well,
and
I
everything.
haven't had that experience
You
yet.
know,
I'm sorry.
And that has nothing to do with colorblindness. That's just focal.
Because you have to like
You kind of have to look cross-eyed.
your convergence of your eyes has to be more out, but your focus has to be closer, which is weird because the only other way that you can do that is VR. But VR, it's easy to do it because the objects are there and moving and
Yeah.
stuff, and you know you're naturally kind of gonna do it.
All right, so Presk. I know has Preska. Presk. I don't know.
Oh, and somebody was asking about stoplight. Sorry, stoplight green has blue mixed into it for people like me.
And that's
And
why.
then the yellow is actually technically an amber with
Yeah.
a bunch of other stuff mixed into it, so that way people like Jay and
But
me
it's
can
funny
both
though,
see it.
because the green to me looks like the green light looks like the way the wall did.
yeah. Oh, so it's almost like a gray, light gray, white light to you.
So I've always been like, I remember my whole life I'm driving. Like, why do
'Cause
they
the
call-
green-
I was always like,
stuff
why do
like-
they call
yeah.
that green? Because that's not green.
Yeah,
Like, every time I go by, it's not green.
The funny thing is, I always had the same question, but I was like, it's not green, it's turquoise. Like, what the heck? And then turquoise, now we know, is literally smack dab in the middle of your
Yeah.
colorblind range. So you're like, why is it gray? And I'm like, why is it turquoise? And then Nick's just like, you guys are idiots.
It's green, guys.
The red is red. That's
red
for sure.
looks orange to me.
No,
It
red
looks-
is very red.
Okay, like this might blow your mind. Like,
Like red is as red as this Nerf gun.
it looks like that.
Oh, weird. That's
I
what
can- I can-
that's what the amber looks like to
I
me.
can tell the difference between these, but they're kind of sort of close together.
And the only reason, like, I mean, obviously, I feel like my yellow, like you said, isn't nearly as
See, this
deficient.
this looks like a lighter that.
But I've
I
got
know
the
they're
yellow
not.
next to a red, so it's like that's definitely yellow. But
yeah.
like these two buttons right here,
Oh wow.
brighter, darker.
Yeah, you're right. It's literally
Like that one just looks
exactly-
like it's a higher brightness than that one.
Oh
Whoa.
wait, hold on. Is this sorry? Is the second row green?
This one?
That one,
Yeah.
green and amber.
That's,
That's,
funny. Okay,
no,
so
that's yellow. That's
Okay,
green.
I guess that's more of an amber, but that's
Yeah.
yellow. That's green for sure.
okay, all four of those top ones, I can tell that the middle row might be slightly green, but
Sorry, guys.
all four of those are roughly the same color for me.
Oh, wow.
And then it's funny. So that's like when Jay said the blue and the turquoise one.
Yeah, these two.
Yeah, that's basically what the whole four of the top look like to me. Like
that's
they
a
all just
trip.
look like the same color. And then Nick's looking at it like they're all four obviously different colors.
they're-
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Feels like I'm in a room of crazy people. Okay. Press
Nick.
says, oh yeah, Nick. A question for each of you. Did you have a plan B if this new fanged thing called YouTube didn't work out? Love the show. Love the podcast.
Oh, I know why you're getting our names wrong because you're colorblind. Sorry, I have
That's a really distasteful joke. That is so distasteful.
what shade of brown?
I'm brown blind. Is that what you're saying?
apparently you're red, green
Hey,
colorblind,
that
you know?
that makes me awesome because I don't see color.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's not as a compliment.
Oh, no.
Oh wow,
Okay.
saw that.
This is my plan B.
Yeah,
It's,
you're right.
it's not like I went, let me quit my job and start a YouTube channel and hope it works and then have a backup plan. I literally slid into this gig.
Slid into YouTube's DNA. Hey, what's
Pretty
up,
much.
YouTube? What you doing tonight? You want to start me a channel?
I mean, if the channel ever like failed or YouTube shut down or whatever, I mean, I'm in a position to obviously be able to pivot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a business that can continue to grow, and I have other talents to fall back on.
Back when I started freelance video editing and work for back in 2011, my plan B was go back to work at the restaurant if it doesn't work because I did the same thing you did where I was like, I'm gonna stay at my current job until I make more money at the gig.
I stayed at my current job until the income exceeded my wife's income.
Oh, that's
So my
that's
wife
smart.
got to quit her job before I did.
Oh, that's smart. That's dope.
Yeah, I can't have both our. I can't
I
just.
didn't have a wife in 2011. I also don't have a wife right now, but back then I also didn't have a wife.
Could you imagine if I quit my job and was like, you still have to go to work? Because I want.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
No, my wife always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And so that it worked out really well that she was actually pregnant with our youngest child. And when she went on maternity leave, it was the situation where I was like, okay, my income has like far exceeded what you're bringing in. Just don't go back to work after. Collect all the family medical leave, all your benefits and stuff, and then just don't go back. And that's exactly how it went. And then I ended up leaving my job about a year later. So
That's how to do it smart.
Just do it smart.
Jump into it with your passion, but not your logic and your finance.
well, like we talked about last week, the whole getting out of credit card debt and stuff thing.
Yeah.
I did all that before I quit my job too, because I was like, well, if I want to get out of credit card debt and I'm still working and I'm staying up all night to do a YouTube channel, that's just extra money I can
you have that
to.
double income.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
work
that
with,
cushion.
Well, I mean, remember
to
the
build.
YouTube channel back then was not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
It wasn't making much money at all.
But we both experienced it. It's
We just got really
It's
lucky
nice to
that.
have just that extra
So the
money.
way it kind of went down was we paid off all the credit card debt, and we were like, "Yay, we're out of debt." My wife's like, "Surprise, we have a kid coming." And it wasn't really much of a surprise,
Oh, that was the timing.
pretty much.
Oh, no.
So
Jeez.
it wasn't like a surprise. We basically just stopped stopping it from happening. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. That's usually how.
We wanted another kid, but we're just. I was like, I refuse to be like the whole like. My timer says I'm ovulating. We have to have sex now, and it's like that takes all the fun out of it, right? It is a thing. Yes, it is absolutely a thing. Dude, why do you think the Apple Watch does it for you now?
Dude, you have like a.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes.
Like I didn't know what it was.
Remember when-
Wait, did you get the cycle tracking app and be like, oh, I want to ride my bike again? And then
Yes.
you're like,
when
what
Apple
is this
talked about
about?
cycle tracking, I was like, oh, I don't have to download Strava anymore. My wife was like, that's not what they mean.
Oh my God.
I had Strava installed already.
Yeah, but
Before that popped
so
up, I'm
anyway,
like, what?
we got out of credit card debt, and then basically she was like, "Well, it's a good thing we're out of credit card debt because
Yeah.
here's the test." And I'm like, "Well, at least we don't have that stress of worrying about it anymore." So it worked out well that got out of credit card debt, continued to bank all that money while she was pregnant, and then the timing worked out so that the channel had actually grown enough, especially without all the money going into credit card debt, that we were able to replace her income.
Make the switch.
Yeah,
That's good.
Which it was probably the most stress-free pregnancy / child, because our first child we were broke, like we were broke. So we had that stress of like, because we can't afford formula. What are we gonna do? Kind of a thing, right?
Oh, dang.
Yeah. To suddenly now just being like, yeah, let's just build a nursery. Look at all the things. So it was kind of fun. The second time around, I should say. Wow, that got really off topic there. No, not really. I guess.
I think for backup plans, I don't know. I've always been looking backup plans like since I did the paintball shop because I knew that was going downhill as soon as I started.
So what are you looking at right now?
Oh God.
Oh, you are looking. I actually didn't know that.
No.
I genuinely-
Everybody should be looking, honestly.
That's
yeah,
true.
but it's like
I don't. I'm not. I'm like.
No, there's absolutely
you always
nothing
gotta
wrong
have
with
like
prospecting.
like a backup plan,
Yeah.
but right now
I
it's
legit.
Remember,
don't know one
my
right now.
business still heavily relies on the success of Google's business.
it's still highly volatile.
Well,
That's what
our
I'd say.
ultimate goal, obviously, is to have our own platform of some sort, or off of Google's at least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a lot of different diversified income streams.
It
We
was,
know
it was
that,
funny.
but-
Yeah, somebody joked about float plane in the chat, and I was like, I mean, that's
No,
yeah.
so can I just comment why I still don't have a float plane channel?
No.
Okay. So what's your backup plan?
Oh,
I'm kidding.
No, he
Jeez.
said no.
Oh my God.
well, I had a,
He said
I was
no.
thinking about
Mom
doing
said no, so
a-
I have to say no.
like real estate cinema, like stuff with drones, like just fly around the.
Yeah, but most
house.
real estate agents are doing that themselves now. So you should just get your real estate license and sell
Yeah, just
houses.
be a real
No.
estate agent.
I want to do the Part 107 and just start doing
Wait,
more
I just
drone
imagine
stuff.
like on Zillow, like all of Nick's postings, they're just freaking these like split S in
Yeah,
the house.
split S over
Like,
the house,
gapping
dude.
every indoor guy.
Like the virtual tour is a split house, a split S through the
split
whole
house?
building.
I mean, it is a split house. He's just like freestyling the entire house for the video tour. Everyone's like, "What are you like? I can't see what
Well,
the
Why are you
bedroom's
going backwards and stuff, dude? Like,
I'm not. I don't feel confident that that's a business on its own, but it's an idea.
Yeah,
That's-
I think it's a good side hustle at least.
Stove Monkey 21. I have once.
Would you be video editor for what?
He's saying
Oh.
my plan B, which is
Oh, yeah, yeah.
appropriately named now that I think about it.
No, what I started to say about float plane is I was one of the first creators they contacted. In fact, that lunch we were talking
Yeah,
about
that was
in
it,
Taiwan years ago was actually his pitch to float plane to me. I refused to go to a pay platform until I had the ability to give somebody extra content
For that pay.
yeah, the whole
Yeah,
early
and like logistics wise, right? That'd
Yeah.
be like hire another.
and I'm
pretty much
sorry,
another
and I'm
crew.
sorry. No offense to the guys that are on that platform that think a business model is just to do what Vessel did and just give you early access to a free content you can have later. That's a stupid plan. That's dumb in
Yeah,
my
I kind
opinion.
of don't like that either.
No,
Honestly, even
it's,
for-
no, I don't. I unapologetically don't care if I offend those creators. Having someone give you money to watch a video earlier than you're going to release it on YouTube is a stupid idea.
It's
in
like
fact,
the-
I follow some people on Patreon
But-
that do that, but I don't ever watch it there because I
But-
just forget about it.
Float plane is more than that in that you can tier, just like kind of like a Patreon, you can tier the access levels, and
Yeah,
I won't do that unless I can give somebody something there they won't get here.
Like an exclusive, like a deluxe edition kind of
It
deal.
has to be exclusive.
BTS, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think BTS is enough to warrant a pay either. I really don't.
Or
Not our BTS anyway. Like like when you watch like the digital guys that you like.
Corridor Digital.
Yeah, Corridor Digital. Like they give some really cool BTS stuff.
Well, yeah, and their office is always a freaking ridiculous time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But I also don't think right now we have anything to offer that's worth somebody paying money for.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't. And the same
also-
same goes for the YouTube memberships.
And also, again, like all of those extras would require the hiring of another,
More
at the
staff.
very least, another editor.
Yeah.
Because Nick can shoot for that channel. You know, that essentially that channel. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty much another channel that's running concurrent. You know what I mean? like Quarter has a team for literally for just BTS, and then there's a whole there's a couple other editors that are doing a different show.
I guess
that's
Linus
BTS.
is in chat right now. Like he's even got the
Hi,
gray
Linus.
check. No, I'm explaining why I
Did
hadn't
you say
moved
the
to
gray check or the blue check? Wait, is it
Well,
a gray check?
it's a great background with a check. That's how you know it's
Oh.
actually him. No. So or it's somebody
You didn't
from
know the
his
Twitter checks
somebody
were
from his
blue?
staff, probably Luke, because if it's Floatplane related. No, I was just explaining
Luke.
that unless I can offer something other than early access for monetary, to receive monetary benefit for us, it has to be something that I'm not going to offer on YouTube. But we don't have the bandwidth right now to create something with parallel workflow to give something to another platform that we're going to charge money for. Because early access is not a model I believe in.
Yeah.
But that's what I was explaining is that Floatplane is awesome in that you can tier that and charge different types of member tiers and stuff and benefits, kind of like Patreon, for however you feel like utilizing that type of platform.
Yeah.
It's not something I've ever said no to, but I've definitely mentioned it more than once that it's not something that we can do right now. And I wouldn't feel like I'm stealing the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that.
Because it's like, yeah, we could launch it right now, but it's like if we're not offering anything extra, it's just weird.
It's like early access or what I think EA did it, that if you get their membership, you get to play the game early. Like
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he was talking about.
yeah. But
Turn your headphones off.
no. Wait, I'm trying.
I don't think that applies. I don't think that applies though.
Give me the gun.
But I don't think that applies though, because that gives you. No, I don't think that. I don't think Phil's. Jeez, trying to actually have a conversation here.
One beer and we're
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute them real quick. So what I'm trying to explain is that I don't feel like the early access thing on EA is a bad thing necessarily, because it's a one-time flat rate, like monthly thing that gives you access to everything in the library, including future stuff to come. So I just muted myself. So you can actually decide like, oh, I don't actually want to buy that game because you had access to it and you don't like it.
You like it, yeah.
Instead of paying $60 to find out you don't like it. So I think that's a totally different thing.
But I think if you got like
If you were going to get that,
in-game
if you were going to
content-
get that game for free in 2 months, then yeah, that's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
But you still have to buy the game. You don't have to buy our YouTube videos. So no, I think it's a neat model. It's just our 3-man team right here in terms of production, like you said.
Linus just randomly said it's brown. No, it's gray.
Oh, I get it. He's probably making a colorblind joke. But anyway,
Well,
yeah,
it's,
so-
it's Linus. He's that far behind.
no, and I'm not saying that it's not like we couldn't hire another person, but we would have to have a very well thought out workflow
Yeah.
to make it make sense.
that and chemistry, I think.
No, yeah,
Chemistry is huge.
especially with a BTS / like miscellaneous kind of channel. They have to integrate into the. It sounds so like pretentious, but like the culture. You know what I mean? Like you have to be friends. We all
Yeah.
have to be friends
Yeah.
for it to be funny. That's why it's so funny when we're messing around, with Jay when we're filming and stuff. Is because.
But the problem is we do also say very distasteful, very like non-PC jokes
Well,
that
yeah.
you cannot say on
exactly.
YouTube.
We can't ever.
Or
yeah.
would I say I'm Floatplane, because they'll probably end up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's because we have good culture and good chemistry here, and we don't offend each other, you know?
Yeah.
But, well,
You guys have been friends for so long. If you haven't been offended yet,
Yeah,
you're not
then,
going
yeah.
to. You're past the. I think honestly, I'm already past the point of like no return for that either. And what 3 years?
yeah.
So yeah,
Dang, it's been 3 years. Wow.
right.
But if you bring somebody into the dynamic that doesn't meld, that's going to ruin the entire dynamic.
Yeah.
So,
no, yeah, when I was freelancing, I've definitely worked with like camera operators that shoot freaking like way better than I could ever dream of. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
But their
they're just-
personality is bad, right?
Yeah, they're basically just like a meat servo for the camera, and I'm just like cool, thanks for getting me this awesome footage, but like, they're not really anyone that I would talk to outside of work.
Yeah. No, I get it. So I mean, I would never. I have a philosophy that I never rule anything out.
Yeah.
I told Brian one day that I would never have an editor because I don't want to give up the editing control. So I can clearly never rule anything out. But sometimes something comes around that you're just like, okay, this is worth giving a shot.
Yeah.
You know, and
I feel like a lot of people didn't know that. Like Jay was super like, what is it? Not really reluctant, I guess, to kind of give up that much control over his dialogue, because if you think about our workflow now, right? Essentially, I'm half of what Jay says. Like, I'm in charge of making sure that the message that's in Jay's brain.
Because I'll tell him,
out.
I'll tell him ahead of time, here's what we're doing today, here's what the message needs to be. And sometimes I'll go off into tangents or I'll just sidetrack my own self. And then you'll be like, hey, you never talked about a yada yada or whatever. Or you talked all about this, but that's not relevant. And so we do reshoots because there's times that you look at it while you're filming still as a viewer perspective.
Yeah.
And you actually are paying attention to the words I'm saying. You're not just like, is he in focus?
Or just
is that
things.
a nose hair? You know?
Or just little things like, sometimes you'll circle back to the exact same topic you talked about 5 minutes ago, and I'll just cut that whole section out, and no one notices. But like, that's my job, is to make sure that what's in Jay's head here that gets sort of garbled right here
Very
still
garbled.
makes it to your ears in a understandable-ish fashion. You know what I mean? And then also in an understandable-ish fashion that doesn't freaking like circle around to 10,000 different,
Which is exactly what happens in my head.
Yeah.
You're like the DC to AC converter, basically.
Like a lot of people,
Back to DC again?
but yeah, like a lot of people don't think about that.
You mean AC to DC back to AC.
At its purest form, that is the role of the editor in any channel. Is that, you know what I mean? Just like a copy editor for a magazine or whatever. You have to just make sure.
Now,
that
just imagine if we actually shot carded, storyboarded, and gave you an outline.
it's just, I mean, like, I can do it. Obviously, I have, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's like, it's so not the vibe for this channel that it'd just
No.
be like, this is pointless. And you would hate it more than me.
Yeah, I also agree on that statement.
Jay would, oh my God, if you tried to script like an entire episode.
It's like, Jay, you can't do that. That's not until 5 minutes later after this scene. It's like, I want to do it now.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm going to skip down to this bottom question that we had here. I skipped a few. William says, do you have any plans to get Phil in front of the camera?
I built a whole computer twice.
You've been in front of the camera a few times.
Yeah.
It's always funny. Like the last time you were technically in front of the camera, I think it might have just been your voice, but
Drone video.
Oh, okay. I take it back.
Yeah, I think a couple
Before
times.
that, it was the monitor panel, the display panel.
Oh, right. Yeah, when I was just messing around.
Yeah, but it was
I think
so
it was after
funny.
the drone video, actually. But yeah, when I was like doing the...
No, the drone was before that. Or, I'm sorry, that was before the drone video. I didn't have a drone yet.
Oh, right, when
did
we
that.
had the IPS and the TN and we were explaining the different technologies.
No, when we were doing the sensor panel.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
My whole tutorial on how to do the sensor panel.
So
yeah.
it was so funny just sitting back and listening to you like, words are hard.
Yeah.
And then you're like, shut up, Phil, you're rambling. Like, it was just funny. I was just sitting back there in the chair just like, oh, this is actually kind of nice.
You were doing Nick's
This is
job.
nice. Yeah.
You were doing Nick's
I was like, yeah, harder than it seems, huh? And then you trying to just read
Oh my
the
God.
questions for the last Q&A.
Oh, yeah, guys. Okay, like we left in some
As
of
much
Nick's
as I
episodes.
garble my words, I can speak in front of a camera much better than I think people realize how difficult it is to talk in front of an arbitrary object with a red light on it.
I think what I would say is that your speech quality does not degrade when a camera is on you, whereas for most people it does.
Yeah, my
Like you mess up
my
in real life about
spoonerisms
the
and stuff
same-
are
Yeah.
they happen when I'm talking normally.
Yeah, exactly. They don't change when a camera comes on. But then
No.
for Nick, for sure, because Nick does not deal with pressure that well, as we
No.
saw in the drone racing video.
No,
And
Nick,
also-
the weight of Nick's own pressure squashes him.
Yeah, like he overthought it. And then
Like he literally, so it was literally like this. I'm in front of the camera watching the Q&A. They have the questions. I don't know what's coming, and then he'll say something and he pushes it to Nick, and Nick goes, "Okay, so Paul says, okay, hold on, I'm gonna start over.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, Paul, Jay, what is your? Oh wait,
yeah, the oh wait, that was,
and it was every time.
oh
the
wait is definitely a Nick tell. Like every time I heard that in the edit, I was like, okay, cool, cut. Like I already knew that was like the.
I like you could just look at the waveform
Yeah.
and then just find the gap and be like, okay.
No, oh wait. No, oh wait. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
you could just cut it right there.
No, I mean, obviously, I've been speaking in front of a camera now for 9 years. You kind of get used to it, right? But it's the same. I think it's the same skill though as public speaking, because I like public speaking and I don't get all.
No, I don't.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see. Like you couldn't talk to just the two of us in front of behind the camera even. But you imagine all those people are looking at you. People obviously get. It's like that episode of The Office when Dwight was trying to learn how to public speak, and he ends up using a Mussolini speech. but anyway, but all my misspeaks and stuff, that's because of the ADHD, and we've already talked about that. That's the fact that my thoughts go so far ahead of my words, I get buffer underrun, right? And that's always going to be the case. And in fact, it gives me my charm, guys. But no, do we want to get you in front of the camera? We've done it before with Nick, and no
I'll get in
offense.
front of the camera if it's topical. It just kind of like there's.
We've done this before,
any
like
reason.
that you guys building your editing rig when you first started.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the audience will probably love this because they'll see something different. It's amazing how low of views those videos get. And I don't want it to be like, oh, Jay's not in front of the camera, I don't want to watch this. Because that's not
it's
future proofing the channel.
Idea. Let's put you on the thumbnail.
Jay did. Well, I mean, it was for the car channel, but remember when it was the first one with the 1OE?
No, he was saying put me on the thumbnail, but it's you guys in the video.
Oh,
That's clickbait.
that's a full-on clickbait. Yeah. Jeez.
It'll be like the mystery box. Like, is Jay gonna be on the video today or not? And then just, hey guys, it's not Jay.
I mean, I like integrating you guys in the videos. And I think it could be fun to be like, okay, I don't know what we're filming today. What are we doing? And you guys are like, okay, here's the challenge today. And like, I know, but I've also asked both of you if you wanted to help produce, and both of you told me no. So it's still all on me. It comes up to those
It's
topics.
not a no. It's just I'm not that good at it. So it's like
I'm not confident enough in my ability to help you produce because most of my ideas get shot down already.
Some of them are really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree they are pretty bad, but at least you gotta shoot your shot, right?
Often I look at it like this way. I'm like, okay, Nick's idea is definitely off target, but is it at least on the wall? If it's on the wall, we can probably hone it into something.
Yeah.
Which I think ended up being the Nerf gun like speed build things, right?
which was
Yeah, that
hilarious.
was fun.
Yeah.
But
again, a video that didn't get a lot of views. Which,
yeah, and I think, and it's just because that's the risk you take whenever you do something off the wall like that, is because I feel like most people don't like change.
But those that did watch it loved it.
Yeah, there's always that group that like, oh, this is new. Heck yeah, I'm gonna watch this whole
Yeah.
thing, and they're gonna sit in front of it, and they're gonna comment and like reply to all the other people in the comments.
And
no,
sometimes you have to
most
give
of the
us
time,
more.
most of the time it's like, oh, this video's gonna suck, and then it's like, oh, everybody liked it. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah,
I can't even read this
because we
anymore.
just did something completely normal and expected, and then that's why I got 1 million views or whatever.
You know what else
Yeah.
is expected? It's 4:30, so it's time to end RTFM show episode 17. We enjoy you guys hanging out with us.
Yeah.
That's always fun. If you got any ideas for videos that we should make, then make sure you guys sound off down in the comments below. Now that I'm done with Skunkworks, I don't know what
Are
to
there
do.
comments below?
Yeah, they can comment on this. It's a
okay,
VOD.
afterwards. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I will say this though. We have a huge project starting next week. Something I'm extremely excited about. It's involving an entire city.
Dude.
And I'm extremely proud of this project because it's a brainchild of someone really close to mine. I get to be a part of it, and it's not something I've seen anybody
I'm so hyped.
in the tech space do. We can legitimately say this is a first for our genre, and I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm
So anyway,
freaking hyped. Oh my god.
make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel if you want to know what that is, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Wow, we lasted longer than the song.